Am I the a-hole for being bummed about my 18F boyfriend's 18M promposal? I'm currently a senior in high school and our prom is early June. My boyfriend and I have been together for just 5 years as of April. We've basically grown up together, so we know each other really well, which is part of the reason I'm so disappointed with his promposal. For a bit of background, my school posts the promposals from other people on a school-run Instagram account. Some people just did simple signs with some catchy thing or some sort of joke, but there were quite a few people who have done big, romantic gestures as well. Just from this year and last year there were guys who took their girlfriend out on a romantic boat ride and picnic on a lake, a girl who got a ton of cars from other people. Not just hers, each with one letter of the word prom lined up, picnics on a hill watching the sunset. A really fancy candlelit steak dinner with a trail of rose petals leading up to it and s'mores over a fire, tons of beach promposals, etc. Well, my boyfriend knows I love romantic gestures. We're also fairly traditional with our relationship, so he always pays for our dates. Well, his parents pay, and I cook for him quite often. That also means I kind of expect him to ask me to prom and Valentine's. He says he prefers as well, and if that ever changed I'd be willing to ask him for Valentine's and such. My boyfriend was already taking a long time to just do the promposal, waiting a week and a half before prom. He took so long that I ended up starting to plan my own elaborate thing with a scavenger hunt sort of date where we go do different things like going to a cafe, ice skating, dinner, and other activities, before coming back home as the rose petal bed with prom written on it. So when he spent most of the day at his friend's house and only finally came over to mine at 7:30, curfew on weekdays is 11, I was quite disappointed to see him stand there with a sign that essentially just said I love you. Can I take you to prom with me, and flowers that are just kind of okay. He knows my favorite flowers. He seemed proud of himself for his minimal effort. Then he walked inside, set up his PS5 and started playing games with his friends. The last part was the worst because he didn't even bother to spend time with me afterwards. I pretended to be happy, because I didn't want to seem ungrateful, but really? 5 years together and he can't muster up anything more than what other students do with people they haven't even been dating? I know he wasn't busy, he does nothing all day except hang out with friends and play video games, barely any homework pretty much ever, no job, no extracurriculars except basketball, which ended. I know it wasn't a money issue, both of our families are very comfortable. I know it wasn't a time issue, he's had plenty. It's even more of a bummer because he knows I've been feeling stressed about prom to begin with. Long story, basically I am having a lot of issues finding a prom dress and I get anxious in public. Especially things like school dances, and such a plain promposal was really just the cherry on top. To provide info that some people asked before my original was deleted. I'm more upset about the lack of effort than what his promposal was. Even something as simple as a picnic would have been nice. No, my boyfriend does not do much in the relationship. He used to, but as of late he's gotten really lazy. The most he does is, his parents pay for when we eat out. Otherwise he doesn't do much in this relationship or in his own life. I have plenty of frustrations with both of those things, but whatever. Is it fair to be disappointed about this, especially when I was willing to put in the effort but he wasn't? If so, should I mention it, and how? Edit. A lot more comment than I expected. To answer a couple questions/bits of confusion. I don't really use Instagram much, I just wanted something romantic. Not to post or get internet points. I just like romantic stuff. My BF knows this. Yes, nowadays, at least at my school, people do elaborate promposals. That's just the norm now. How would you feel if most people did something sweet for their so/prom date and yours was one of the few lazy ones? I'm not angry or incredibly upset, just disappointed, and felt guilty for being disappointed. Even something like a picnic promposal would have been nice. We already knew we were going together. The whole point of officially asking me was just as a gesture. Most people in relationships do that at my school as well. I don't use Instagram for much other than keeping up with school events on the school Instagram account. That's where I saw the promposal stuff. I don't care about him doing something sweet for internet points. I have like 5 posts on my account total and most of them are of my dogs. I wouldn't post the promposal. I didn't even post our 5-year anniversary or our trip to Disneyland. I just like romantic stuff. Yes, his parents pay for most of our dates. He gets an allowance of $100 per month specifically for dates. His parents chose to do that, neither of us asked. I make up for it by spending hours in the kitchen to cook meals for us. The type of meals that need to cook overnight sometimes, type of thing. I don't want a grand gesture. I just wanted something sweet, like a picnic on the beach. No, I did not specifically ask him. I understand that is my fault. We've been together for 5 years and he knows I like romantic stuff, so I thought that, mixed with me telling him how cool I thought the promposals were, would be enough. He also used to get my hints, but in the past 6 months to a year he's stopped. It makes me feel more like it's a deliberate disregard for what I like rather than him not knowing.